It's Charles here, and I'm introducing our first ever video training series. We're hoping to use these mini trainings to share some of our experiences in caring for the homeless with others. We hope these trainings will be helpful to you as you seek to care for the vulnerable and disadvantaged in your own communities. So, here we go. So one of the questions that we get all the time in the ministry is about panhandlers. What should we do when we see someone standing outside asking for money? Now, there are different approaches, but we wanted to share with you some tips that hopefully will help you this holiday season. Now, in our opinion, the best way to help a panhandler is change. Yes, I said it, change. Now, let me explain. I'm not merely talking about the coins in our pockets. No, the type of change that we need is within ourselves. It's a change in us that will lead to a helpful encounter with a panhandler. I'll share with you 3 ways that this change can help. First, we need to change our perspective. Typically, when a person sees a panhandler, the first thing that goes on in their mind is whether or not their story or sign is real. Are they really homeless? Are they trying to scam me? What are they going to do with the money I give? Friends, we need to change that perspective. Remember, skepticism is one of the biggest killers of compassion. When we enter an encounter skeptical, our defenses go up and a scarcity mentality is triggered in our subconscious. Quickly, disgust and disbelief and even anger start to bubble up, and we're no good to being able to help. We can learn a lot from the ways that Jesus encountered beggars. He never asked how they got there. He never tested whether or not they were worthy of his help, because honestly, they never were. His mercy extended from his character, not the worthiness of the recipient. Instead of being so caught up in why a person is panhandling and what they want to do with the money, we need to start with hearts of compassion. Almost no one likes asking people for money, no matter what your situation in life is. It's extremely vulnerable and sometimes embarrassing. Keep in mind that standing on the side of the road while enduring harsh weather and people cursing and spitting at you, and even the threat of arrest, none of that is worth $40. But if people still find themselves resorting to panhandling, then life must be so hard for them. Whether an addiction is compelling them to ask for money, or a pimp, or a cell phone bill, or even a hungry child at home, seeing a person panhandle should break our heart. If not, we need a change of perspective. Now, the second thing is we need to change our attitude. I've heard so many people say, I will never give money. Instead, I give food. Well, I remember meeting a vet a few years ago. She held a sign saying that she needed money. Each day, she would get countless people giving her food and supplies. And what they didn't take the time to realize was that though she was homeless, what she wanted more than anything in life was to talk to her boyfriend who was in prison. With money, she would pay her cell phone bill so that she could speak with him. But when we never give money, we don't help people like a vet. Here's where we need to be very, very, very careful. In our charity, we can start to think that we know what's best for other people. We make overarching statements about the things we will never do. But not every person is the same, and not every situation is the same. If you only give food, then you will not help every person, just the ones that are agreeable to receive that kind of help. Now imagine if Jesus only healed the blind. What would happen to the lame and the sick? Another thing to keep in mind is that we don't know how God wants to use our giving. Maybe it's money that we need to give. Maybe it's not so much that a person needs to receive money from us, but that money needs to be pried from our hearts. Remember, the rich young ruler walked away from Jesus saddened, not because he couldn't give his money away, but because he couldn't give it away to those undeserving poor. Now, what's your attitude? Can you trust God to lead you in a way in whatever he wants you to give, no matter what your reservations are? Now, lastly, to better care for panhandlers, we need to change our schedules. What people who are panhandling need more than anything else are people. Strong, positive relationships change everything. This holiday season, think about how much time you will spend with your friends and family. There will be parties and vacations and celebrations galore. Now, why do we do that? We do that because we were created to be in community. And it is in community that we feel truly alive. If you are asking the question how I can best care for a panhandler this season, the answer is give of yourself. Now, sometimes that means you need to earn trust, and to do that, you might need to give something. But the best thing you can do is change your schedule. Often we are too busy and fly by these folks. We don't have the time, and we happen upon them when we're not ready. But what Jesus did in his ministry was utilize the roads intentionally where he knew he would be approached by beggars. He was never too busy for people. If you go to work and see the same person every day, could you make a plan to leave a little early or stay a little later to stop and approach that person? Bring a cup of coffee, ask for a name, share yours. What do you think would happen to that person? What do you think that would do to earn that person's trust? What do you think that would do to uncover hope in that person's life? Trust me, it will be more than you know. This holiday season, may you be challenged to use change to better care for panhandlers. If you're looking ways to practice, why not join us at our next street outreach? Not only do we visit the homeless who stay in camps, but we often visit panhandlers as well and try to practice these tips that we share. For more info, check out our website, livingministry.org/volunteer. Thanks so much for watching. Our next training video will detail the best things that you can collect for the homeless this winter. Until then, may God bless you.